Earlier today, I went out to the orchard and shot video to share with you on new camera equipment using all new stuff. And I think the video is good, except the sound is terrible, which is ironic because I had a really nice microphone plugged in. However, I learned something, so I'm going to share that with you. I'm investing in new equipment to give you better videos, and that is better video quality, and I'm taking the time to try and think them out. One of the things I bought was this, which is old school. We call it a shotgun microphone. Nowadays, this one's called an interview microphone, and it mounts directly on top of the camera and aims directly at the narrator. It has a very narrow cone of acceptance for sound, so that if it's a little off target, it's missed the target. So I'm using the built-in microphones right now, so I can record this, and in the future I will probably wear a wire. So no matter which way I'm facing, the camera is going to get good sound. You're going to get good sound. But what I wanted to tell you about is that this is a really neat thing. If you are going to start doing video blogging, invest in good microphones. I can't begin to emphasize enough that people will put up with bad video, but audio quality really makes the day. Remember those well, no, none of you are old enough to remember these. Anyway, bad sound will get people to turn off really quickly. With good sound, they don't remember radio, but they can live with it. So anyway, new camera. I bought a high-end entry-level camera. It's a Nikon D5600. I put a double battery pack on it, and I'm wearing it down because these videos and working in the cold have really wear the batteries down. But the grip costs less than a single battery, so just being able to double up on the batteries saves me a lot of grief. Okay, it's all good. So I hope you enjoy my effort. I appreciate constructive feedback, and I look forward to doing some more of these. I think my next video will be a video about the videos that I'm going to do. Makes sense, right? And I'll ask for votes of what kind of content you want. One of you asked for me to do fruit maturity video. Being in the dead of winter, it's a little rough, but I have not forgotten that. I've borrowed some hardware to make that process easier, and I will be doing a fruit maturity video for folks like you and me who might be doing it out walking in the woods, checking apples, to get an idea of is this tree ready for harvest. They can fool you, okay? And we don't harvest everything at the same time. So fruit maturity is on the list. I'd be interested in hearing other requests. Oh, about this microphone, I'll put a little link for it down in the description below. If you have a DSLR digital camera and you want a nice external microphone, comes with a little pluggy-dooey. This is a nice addition, but it has a shortcoming, and you're about to get a good demonstration of that. So I'd also recommend investing in a good lavalier microphone. Okay. So thank you very much. We're going to switch to the movie now, and until later, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, hi. It's a cold, clear day in February, and I'm doing some maintenance. So I share it with you, and I thought I'd share some other information with you. First of all, I'm checking the battery in the solar charger because when it gets cold, it's hard to keep a charge on it, and I'm not out here monitoring it constantly, nor should I have to. That's why I have a battery maintenance device in my charge system. But I came out today, and first thing I did before I hooked up is I checked the voltage on it, and I'm reading over 14 volts. The charge controller is showing that it's charging. It also shows that it's got a good charge on it, so that gave me kind of a relief. So then I said, okay, well, how much current is it charging at? And I have a unique, nowadays not as unique, but I have a clamp meter that measures either AC or DC current. So I'm charging at about 3/4 of an amp. So I've got a good, cold, bright day, and I'm getting a good charge on my battery. Now I just kind of want to show you what all I'm talking about. This is the charge controller system here, and I can't really see very well, but I'm just going to try and help out a little bit here. Inside of here is that charge controller, and it's got indicator lights on it that tell me, what's the charge state. So it's very helpful just as a visual cue built in. I didn't have to spend more money for it. Down here, you can see my meter. Well, you can see the battery, and that battery's been in service now for maybe 5-6 years. Check the water in it. I've been very fortunate with it, but I've also worked very hard to maintain it. This meter, I hope it's in focus. Let's just put it here, there. I ordered this from China. It's a Uni-T UT203 combination AC DC current and a voltmeter. It's really, if you're digital, there's so many choices out there, but this is a good meter and I like it. So I shared this with you. It was about $50. Couldn't touch this for hundreds of dollars 10 years ago. So there's some really wonderful stuff out there. I'll put a link if I can find it. I bought it from Banggood online. It's a good meter. Now, I want to talk about some other stuff. Hi, I'm back. I want to talk about cold. I want to talk about cold in your equipment. Cold does a lot of things to man-made materials. Plastics and metals, it throws in thermal stresses because they expand and contract in the cold. It's really rough on them. Plastic especially becomes even more brittle, but cold gets to metal too and makes it brittle. So there's a thought for you when you're using your stuff in the cold. Another thing is batteries. My charger battery has a temperature sensor that adjusts the charge voltage to compensate for the cold. That's very important. The other thing is that the batteries in this camera get poor in the cold. I am using a dual battery grip that I bought just because of this. The grip costs less than the batteries, but it holds 2 batteries. So as the cold sinks into the batteries, I still have reserves. And that's a big deal for me. So, but if you're a phone user, it's in Murphy charging, you probably have noticed that your phone, your camera, dies when you take it out below freezing. That happens. That's why you saw me pat, I usually keep it in an inside pocket close to keep it warm as long as possible, but it will die. So carrying battery packs for your phone that plug into the charge port, it's a good idea. Okay? So watch your equipment. Today I exercised the house generator. It's a diesel. And I watched it closely because it's been problematic. And I don't have a heater on it. And it took 10 minutes to warm up to speed before I could put a load on it. That's really huge. Watch your equipment. Get aware of what cold does to your equipment. It'll save you money. It'll also help you choose your equipment more carefully. So it's a thing, okay? So, for example, there's really no reason to be using nickel-cadmium batteries anymore. They're pathetic. And cold, they're worse than pathetic. Lithium has a flatter temperature range, but it's not perfect. But it's better in cold than other chemistries. My solar fencer down there is lead acid. Now, it's fine. That's what's under your hood of your car, starting your car. But it has limited capacity in the cold. That battery under the hood of your car is meant to start the car. It isn't meant to run a load continuously, which is why my fencer is set to charge fast at night when the deer are out and it strobes slowly in the daylight while the battery is recovering. Something to think about, okay? So it's cold and things break. I get frost heaves. They make my fences go whoppy-cocker. I don't know if you can see that, but they're not so straight anymore. The frost pushes the posts up even though they're down in the ground quite a ways. So, something to keep in mind. So, I'm going to try and post more often. I'm coming up with a list of subjects. I might do a presentation just about that and get some votes. Best to all of you. I'm wishing you a good day. This is my first video with the new camera. I bought myself a Nikon D5600. It is a high-end amateur camera. I really can't afford the good stuff. But it had an external microphone on it right now, and I'm really hoping that this doesn't disappoint. So wishing you all very well. Take care. Until later. Bye-bye.